And what I want to talk about today is I want to talk about what a podcast or radio show can do for your authority. Hello, it's Elliot K here. How are you? And how are you enjoying the authority breakdown? So this is part of a series where I talk about what does it take to become an authority in your industry. Who am I? In case this is the first video you're coming across, I'm Elliot K, co-founder of Speaker Express, best-selling author twice. That's right. My latest book, Speak Influencer, went to #1 on Amazon in 4 categories in 3 countries. Whoop, 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 whoop. So, and I've co-founded Speaker Express. I've trained over, thousands of entrepreneurs. And I currently obviously do this online and offline when we're allowed out the house. So this particular episode is all about radio shows and podcasts, either or, and the power of hosting them and why that positions you further as an authority. Here's a great concept for you. People love to talk about themselves. Shock horror. People love to talk about themselves. Shock horror. People love to talk about themselves. Shock horror. Now, if you're facilitating an opportunity for people to talk about themselves, and they're talking about something that interests your market, your audience, then you're facilitating people talking about themselves, which enhances you by success and association to other people in your field who are expert authorities. Therefore, you're facilitating and shining light on them. Therefore, indirectly, it shines the light on you. So by you having a podcast that could be very niche, doesn't have to have millions of followers. Of course, there's podcasts with millions of followers, but a very niche podcast, few thousand, but very targeted for your audience. That will help your authority status, right? That will help your expertise status. Plus, you get to connect with all these people and interview them. And then you become that go-to guy, A, to be interviewed, or woman, or B, you get to be that go-to person because they've heard about you, they connected you, and then they see what you do, and hopefully you do it well. And therefore, you become that authority in your space. You become that expert in the space. So that's how having a podcast or a radio show can help. Now, of course, the bigger you become, you can start to look at sponsorship. You can start to look at different avenues like selling advertising space and things like that. However, simply having a podcast and a radio show does allow you to become an expert. It also gives you a way in to access people to interview them where otherwise just talking to them wouldn't be available. So, if you wanted to, let's say, approach Kevin Hart, and you said, "Hey, Kevin Hart, can I talk to you?" Be like, "No, man, what the hell? I'm busy. I've got films. I'm a comedian. I've got to do my SmackDowns. I've got to do my talking trash. I need to do my pretend raps. I'm so busy. I ain't got time for you." But if you come to him and go, "Kevin Hart, I got a really cool podcast and I have really cool guests, and it's all about people that use their voice for good and impacting industries for the better." So someone like yourself, for example, who's truly changing what a comedian stands for, what a comedian shows up as, that you're truly showing the vulnerability side. I would love to interview you so I can show the rest of the world how you're using the voice for good. And you use your voice for good so well, you actually bang your chin on the mic. You see that? So it does give you access. Now, of course, the bigger following, the bigger the listenership, the more interest there is. And you might get to a point where you have to pay a fee for people to appear. But let that be your challenge, your biggest problem. You have to pay someone to show up because you're so popular and they want a fee. It's a good thing to have. So if you don't have a podcast, don't have a radio show, get a radio show, get a podcast, get going, be seen, be heard, and always use your voice for good. Remember to click, subscribe, comment nice things, and then we will see you on the next episode.